All right. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Joshi, Gwaferlink, Cloverfield, Kru, Prowler, and Archimedes. Also, thank you very much, MW, for the 37 months of Tier 1. Also, hello, Earth T. And thank you, everyone, for the good luck as well. So yeah, I got bad sleep yesterday, which is why we didn't stream, but today I got enough sleep, even if it wasn't the ideal amount, but it was much better than yesterday. Also, there was a new clipping technique found in Twilight Princess, but it does not work on HD, so HD runs will still be the same. Which is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Also, thanks for the good luck, Becca Joys. Still exciting for GameCube, though. Makes Poe Gate skip on GameCube not really bad. Also, thanks for the best of luck, Snowy Sparkles. But yeah, the new technique for GameCube and Wii, basically, like, in theory, you can clip through any vertical wall as long as there is a rupee around. So that does not include Hyrule Castle Barrier because there's no rupees on that map. Or specifically a way to get a rupee get item cutscene. Or really any get item cutscene, but that usually means you're just confined to rupees. So that's why GameCube and Wii can now do a much better Poe Gate skip that doesn't involve having to do out-of-bounds shenanigans. Aside from clipping through the gate itself. But HD does not get that. Forgot to change the camera. Nice. Bugs do have a get item cutscene, yes. Though I'm not sure clipping in Hyrule Field specifically would be very useful. Since bugs are only in Hyrule... Well, I guess not all in Hyrule Fields. There's some in Kakariko Village... Kakariko Graveyard, I guess. As well as, like, Temple of Time. Or I guess the pre-Temple of Time area. But yeah, unfortunately, the reason the exploit works was patched on HD. Which I guess, I feel like we kind of already knew, because I think the reason the exploit works is the same reason that, like, things like Door of Timeskip and Orden Gate Clip were already working in GameCube and Wii, because I think it's the same reasoning that this new technique only works on GameCube and Wii. Also, thanks for the good luck, Matt and Carlos Raven. Also, hello, DF. I am glad, though, that only HD has to do, like, the hard Pogate skip now, because even the hard Pogate skip is much easier on HD, thanks to input buffering. Like, I'm very glad that that's removed from GameCube. Did not want you to run towards me, actually. Alright, that was good. Also, thank you very much, Mad Monk Magic, for the 5 Tier 1 gift subs. It is very generous of you, so thank you very much. Whoa, hello. Let's go back this way. Slippery little Bokoblin. No! Stop it. No. God. I want to go this way. Alright, well, that wasn't very good. I guess we'll continue with this one, but it's not great. Also, thanks for the good luck, Z-Linky and Axel Volani. So thanks for the good luck, I love it, and Rinukusu. No Howards, only Yeto and True Beauty. Yes. I would love to get no Howards and only Yeto and True Beauty. Unfortunately, it seems like we have some Howards. I'm greedy. Not with being plus 15 already. What if Link forgot which one he was gonna save and brought the monkey back to the village? Then I guess we'd be leaving Talo to defend for himself. No, the new clips don't work on HD, unfortunately. Kinda surprised that Baba didn't hit us. I thought it definitely was going to. So thanks for the good luck, Morpha 3X. Thanks for the good luck as well, Epsi, Villain, and Fran Jams. Want a hypothetical mod that replaces all the children with monkeys to spite the one guy who hates the monkeys in this game. Would be an interesting mod. And instead of there being monkeys in Forest Temple, you have Orden children. This is... okay, I guess that works. Kind of a weird cage break, but sure. No, not that far left. Darn it. Well, still a little bleh. We'll try again. Also, thanks for the good luck, Complex Milk. Ah, I see, villain. That makes sense. Oh, nice, Harune. Glad that, at least one of the notifications worked. At least of some kind. Also, this... I guess that works, actually. No! Darn it. Still greedy. I don't want to start plus 15 going into Farron, actually. Thank you for the wish of luck, Curtis. You should have replaced the Twilight Bug Collection with more Monkey Fog sections. Ah, yes. That's what this game needed more of. Really? Bet again. So thanks for the good luck bloobs. And thanks for the good luck as well, Kiana and 64-bit. I don't think I do the right strategy to potentially get a new GOATS record. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd have to cut some of my turns a lot tighter. Okay. Quite the positional placement that I wanted. Nice. No. Why did I do that? Damn. This is getting to be a little silly. This is my opinion on sea lions. I mean, yeah, I think they seem pretty cute. I do plan on attending AGDQ. I did attend AGDQ. I do plan on attending SGDQ, yes. Because generally my plan is to just attend all GEQs, all AGDQs and SGDQs, regardless of, like, if I have a run-in or not. I'm definitely more of a cat person than a dog person. But both are good. So thanks for the good luck, and for the 4 months of Tier 1, Benjigamin. Thank you for the continued support. $113 again. So thanks for the good luck, Kiwi and Pretty Kitty. Welcome to today's attempts, where we're trying to get past the gate. It really decided to do its job that time. Yeah, inverting the horizontal axis for the camera controls is a preference. It's not required for anything. Unfortunately, I can't change the controls before starting the file, so... that kind of sucks. I just kind of have to lose 3 seconds at the start of each run, but thankfully that's not a whole lot in the grand scheme of the whole run, so... Also, hello, Douglas. I don't think this is gonna work. Accidentally turned opponent too far. Oh, actually, no. Still might. Took too long, even if it does, but... yeah. You just beat this game 100%. Ah, nice. I take it that means you enjoyed it, then. If you were willing to 100% everything. I mean, having a good run isn't, like, technically... like, it's... you're not technically required to have, you know, a good gate clip to have a good run, right? Like, I could lose 30 seconds to gate clip, but then if the rest of the run is really good, then, like, that's still a really good run. Even if the gate clip was bad. You were very critical this time around, I see. Well, so gate clip on GameCube and Wii you do with the rock, but the method of doing it with the rock was patched on HD, so HD instead has to do the less consistent method with Epona. Also, thanks for the good luck, Nintendo. And thank you very much, Juniper, for the 38 months of Tier 1. That's a lot of months of Tier 1. Thank you very much for the continued support, and for the best of luck. Yeah, the opponent gate clip works in all versions. Also, thank you very much, Villain, for the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate the continued support as well. Wow, why is that Boko so far away? He missed all of the hits. That was kind of silly. Oh, and then he got all of them. Okay, I guess that makes up for it. Another weird gate clip. Or not gate clip, another weird, page break. Which I can do about that. That other Boko was kind of just directly in the way. Excuse me. We were going to have a good Boko pushing, and then you had to clip back out. Why did you do this? Oh, stop it. Well, that's unfortunate. I believe Trill is just, under the impression that Link is also a Bokoblin. Until the Bokoblin that's near Trill's shop is defeated, and then Trill is like, oh, you actually got rid of the Bokoblin, thank you. Or at least something like that. The most time save I have is on the very last split of the run, where with good Zelda RNG I can save like a minute or so. I don't know if Trill's entire body is a hurt box. I've never looked at the hurt box before, like in GZ or anything. I mean, the gate is at least right at the beginning. If the gate was, like, 2 hours in, that would kind of suck, probably. Well, so that is what happens, Cowcat, if, like, you get Trill to defeat the one near the shop. That's what, like, causes Trill to stop being aggressive towards Link. Which is actually a very bad thing if that happens while you're trying to kill the other two Bokoblins, because then Trill won't be aggressive anymore, and you then can't kill the other two. Also, thanks for the good luck, Mars. And nice, Bloobs. Congrats on your second completed run. I think I might have positioned Epona wrong there. Yeah, especially if, like, when the runs get, like, stupidly long, right? Like, Breath of the Wild 100% long, then... like, having to reset a run, you know, 5 hours in does kind of hurt. It wasn't a great gate clip, but we'll continue with it. How did Epona clip through the gate? We will never know. Unfortunately, because we don't see her do it. Also surprised I didn't get hit by that Baba there. Thanks for the good luck, Arcticumo. Also, hello, Lenene. I'm sorry to hear that you are sick. I hope that you get better soon. Man. How must that guy always be in the way? He's usually not in the way, but for some reason he's been in the way today twice, which is more than normal. Alright. Wow, we actually had a decent Bokos. So thanks for the good luck, apes. Many speedrunners are actively running TP nowadays. As far as HD goes, I know me and D3 are. Bloobs also is. They completed a run yesterday. I don't think Bloobs streams, though. There's a bunch of people running GameCube, or who will probably run GameCube somewhat soon, since there was new tech found for GameCube and Wii. Alright, nice. No, darn it. This might still work. Yeah, okay. I could have definitely not had that goat go around, but whatever. We seem destined to get 22-second goats today, so... So thanks for the good luck, Hungry Plate. And thanks for the good luck as well, Sardarar. When's my next GDQ run? I have no idea. Submissions for the next GDQ event have not opened up yet. I feel like I could ever play TP casually again. I mean, probably, yeah, but I've already played it casually before, so I don't think I have, like, personally, much incentive to play it casually again. You like gym streams? Well, sounds like you're in the right place then. So thanks for the good luck, click me. Yeah, doing, like, the final Ganondorf fight blindfolded is probably doable with, like, a bunch of practice, but horseback, probably not. You could also probably do Puppet Zelda blindfolded as long as you don't mind getting hit by Triforce attacks, most likely. Thanks for the good luck, Strider Jiren. You stretched a ligament under knee. Any recommendations? Consult a medical professional, probably. Considering that I am not a medical professional, I don't think I can give you any advice. Did I really used to do gymnastics? When I was a kid, yes. Up until, like, the age of 14. But I made the account when I was, well, I guess I made the username when I was 12 for my Minecraft account. I did not make my Twitch account when I was 12. I was indeed not born in 1986. Huge revelation, I know. So, hello, Nat. Thank you for the good luck. I think those bugs going flying lately. I don't get it. You shouldn't be going flying. Really? Cool. Is the next Wind Waker multi? I don't know. There might not necessarily be a next one, since the Swiss round is over, and the team that I'm on is part of a 4-way tiebreaker async race that me and my team have already done. But we have to wait for the other teams to do it before we see who gets the last spot in the, like, single elimination bracket. So thanks for the good luck, Donut Sensei. So thanks for the good luck as well, Wimber. Alright, monkey. Swing the lantern quickly, please. Darn. The monkey did not, in fact, swing the lantern quickly. At least the monkey didn't notice the keys. Darn it. Yep, I know, monkey. Will the monkey cut out a cycle? I guess we'll find out. Okay, nice. Alright, so we kinda saved that, in a sense. It's still slower than an average monkey, but only by like a second or two. And we got rid of the blue rupee cutscene, so I'll take it. So thanks for the good luck and wearer. Any games that I'm playing casually right now? I guess not at the exact moment, no. I did recently finally get around to finishing the Talos Principle Reawakened DLC. Which is pretty difficult compared to the rest of the puzzles in the game. But it was fun. Uh, hmm. No, don't make me reset. Bro, I shouldn't have gone for that. I should have recognized that the timing was bad. Really? Well, that's stupid. I need to not lose runs to that spider. I've lost like 4 runs to there recently, including that one. Yeah, the Talos Principle 2 DLC was also pretty difficult. I guess I kind of feel like the difficulty, at least to me, scaled a little bit more naturally in that game compared to the jump in difficulty for the Reawakened DLC. I don't know, the spider moves around randomly. Like, generally, all enemies use, like, actual RNG to move around randomly. The like, gate swinging effectively being on a timer is, like, an exception to things, generally. Thanks for the good luck, Ben. Also, yeah, I'm also sad that the new clipping tech doesn't work for HD. HD would also have potentially more options for, like, displacement possibilities. Come on. Since, like, sword clanking doesn't exist on HD except for specific actors. So you can use potentially a different frame of the roll stab displacement, because I think there's like 3 frames that have enough speed to clip. But only the first one works for GameCube and Wii because of sword clanking. Thanks for the good luck, Debrarian Gwaferlink. We think it doesn't work in HD because they removed, or we think they removed some positional clamping that the game does when it's like testing for intersections between like the positions of actors and collision or something like that. Basically, it was like a way to optimize collision detection on GameCube and Wii so that it performed better. Because, like, Twilight Princess on GameCube is really pushing the GameCube to its limits. But it's theorized that that was removed, or like that clamping was removed in HD because the Wii U is obviously significantly more powerful than a GameCube, so the performance gain from that wasn't necessary anymore. That good growth door is not perfectly vertical is why it isn't working. Yeah, that could be it. The slope existing also doesn't make things any easier. Oh, darn it, I was so close to being really fast. Let's go to the left, please. No, not that far left. Just to the wall. But, really? Again? No. Oh, do we want to go into the shop? So thanks for the good luck soup. Thank you very much for the good luck as well content. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Ah, nice. So thanks for the good luck, Jay of Spades. Welcome to today's attempts. I'm going to be using the new clipping method. No, the new clipping method does not work on HD. It's only for GameCube and Wii. Hello. Go more this way. Go a little more left, please. Darn it. Well, not too bad. A little slow pushing the second guy, but Best bokoblins I've had all day. So thank you very much, The Game Whisperer, for the Prime subscription. Do appreciate the support, so thank you very much. Glad you enjoy me going fast in Zelda games. Okay, this looks like a good start. Alright, nice. Also, thanks for the good luck, Princess of Twilight. That time of day again where work must interrupt your gaming fun. Oh. It is always annoying when that happens, huh? Oh, that's not good. Only half a heart is kind of sketchy at this point. Yeah. I'm sure there's, like, some skull along the path that has health, but I would only really go out of my way to get it if I was doing, like, a marathon run. Is Keyshard, One Skip, and Goron 9s possible in TPHD? Yes. TPHD can do Kitty Climb. The setup is slightly different because of like HD not having sword clanking. I wonder if the last part of the trick is more consistent on GameCube because of the positional clamping also. Yeah, so like on GameCube, if you swing your sword against a wall, the sword clanks on the wall and like sends Link reeling backwards slightly. But those sword clanks were removed in HD because like they are just kind of annoying. Except in some very specific circumstances. Like, they still happen if you swing your sword against like some metal actors, but it does not happen in HD literally everywhere, like it happens in GameCube and Wii. So thanks for the good luck kit. Yeah, I think optimally, Kitty Climb saves like almost 2.5 minutes, or something similar. Because the magnet sealing room is very slow. Also, thanks for the good luck, Arsonist.
So thanks for the good luck as well, Ghost. Thanks for the good luck, Alexander.
Wait. Oh, okay, now they just both... That was weird. I thought I only heard the sound effect of one, but they must have happened on the same frame. He really doesn't like giving a fast swing there today. Or here. Yes. Okay. Alright, so the monkey should definitely cut off the cycle now.
Be nice.
It was still slow, though, but... oh well. Gets rid of blue ruby text, I suppose. My favorite dungeon when I do speedruns is Snow Peak Ruins. It has lots of neat stuff that we get to do. How are the runs so far? We haven't really gotten a run anywhere significant yet. Furthest one got was the first room of Forest Temples. Hopefully this one fares a little bit better. Really? Well, thanks, Bacoblin. Well, at least the spider was nice. Alright, Lene, I hope the nap is good. these. The gate. The Orden gate has been a little bit tricky today. But I mean, it hasn't been, like, absolutely awful or anything like that. Alright, the gate being awful is when, like, I reset to the gate for, like, 30 straight minutes. Oh, nice jump. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5's not actually that bad. I put my sword away, though, which I didn't want. One, 2, 3. Okay. Eight total hops is about average.
Early ook is so fun to do.
It is a pretty neat trick. And saves us from having to go and get more monkeys. So, good afternoon, Moogle Knight. This run's not too bad, I guess. We're ahead at Boomerang. The rest of Forest Temple goes well, we'll be ahead out of Forest Temple, which is always good. Really? Come on. Thanks for the good luck, Elementalic. Howard. Come on, really? Man. Oh, this is stupid.
But sometimes that happens.
So thanks for the good luck, Festus. The boomerang moved in a really wide path back to Diababa that it didn't pick up the second bombling for Ukelis. When I, set the path for the boomerang to knock down Diababa the first time. Yeah, so far, I guess, has not been a great day for runs. We're almost 2 hours in, and we have not gotten a run past Forest Temple. Kind of wild that it's already been 2 hours. It doesn't feel like it's been 2 hours. Yeah, so the idea for the gate clip setup is that we can just walk backwards and then walk all the way forwards, and Epona will just stop in the correct spot. What? Really?
My A press was too early, apparently.
For changing the options. But thanks for the good luck sledging. The runs are, I guess not getting as far as I would hope they would. The furthest I've gotten is Diababa once, and then Ooplis decided it wasn't going to work. Because the boomerang took a really wide path back to Diababa. Oh, darn it. Also, Goron Mine's key one shard skip is still useful in 100%. Because if you do it and then enter the magnet ceiling room from the top, there's a long jump attack you can do to get to where, like, the switch is for getting onto the magnet ceiling, and then you can get onto the magnet ceiling and then void out. Or get onto the magnet ceiling, go get the heart piece, and then void out, so you don't have to do most of the magnet room still. You do have to come back and do that later, though, because the setup that does that long jump attack basically requires Hawkeye. And you can't get Hawkeye before going into Goron Mines, so... I feel like when you try to make her walk all the way forward, she ends up too far forward. Are you lining up with the, like, pink flower that's, like, visible on screen in front of Epona? Because at least that's what I'm, like, visually lining up with for going all the way back and then all the way forward. Also, thanks for the good luck, Makuya. Does the new tech discovered work in HD? Unfortunately not, no. Or at least it does not appear to, as far as we can tell. I have any interest in speedrunning Echoes of Wisdom? I did do briefly Echoes of Wisdom speedruns for like a week when the game came out, but it does look like it's something that would be fun, like doing the All Dungeons category for Echoes of Wisdom, but it's not something that I've like gone back to do. So, good evening, Jazzbjorn. Well, I didn't discover consistent wrong warping for Echoes of Wisdom. I just discovered the base technique with map storage. Oh wow, that was quick. Oh, come on. Oh, not that far over. I also only discovered it because I was one of the first people to try and mess with it. Because, like, map storage itself had only been discovered, like, a couple hours before. Nice. I accidentally found the basis of wrong warping with it.
Not the best Boko pushing, but we'll take it.
Also, thanks for the good luck, Lux Lune. I'm not sure if... Well, okay, yes, technically you can... okay, assuming the gate's collision is vertical that you rupee slide through in low percent, then yes, you could do a roll stab and collect a rupee to go through the gate. If it's not vertical, though, there's no guarantee that you'd be able to do that. Why did that go just stop? Alright, well, that works. Did I win? I don't think I have won yet, no. Nice, we actually got Box Breaker. Nice jump. The input display is a combination of a homebrew application for the Wii U and also a desktop application that essentially the homebrew application can send the inputs to the desktop application over a local network. Sure, Midna is a very good companion. So, hello, Sheebaldiski. Can't believe you're so tired at 10 p.m. Why can't you believe that, Crystal? Does that make you old? I don't know, I think it just makes you someone who goes to sleep at 10 p.m. The first game I tried to speedrun was Wind Waker for the GameCube. Back when the any percent record for the game was like 4.5 hours. Actually, I think at the exact time I started, it was like 4 hours and 40 minutes. Was what it was. What happened to the corner? I mean, there is still technically a corner behind me right there, if you feel like you're missing corners. I prefer speedrunning Twilight Princess over Wind Waker. I don't know if I would say I prefer speedrunning Twilight Princess over Wind Waker. I just am speedrunning Twilight Princess right now. And if I am currently speedrunning Twilight Princess, I cannot also speedrun Wind Waker at the same time. You once saw a house tour video of a house that had no edges in its exterior or interior. That does sound like it would be kind of unsettling. This is true, I do have feet. Unfortunately, I am not very well versed in using a controller with my feet, so I don't think I'd be very effective at speedrunning with my feet. How much time do I think I can save over the whole run still? I mean, I guess it wouldn't actually happen in practice, but in theory, like, we can save another 6 minutes if I play to my sum of best the whole run. But that's not something that's ever going to happen. At least, like, as far as playing with my sum of best goes, obviously we could still discover something that allows us to save, like, 6 or more minutes, but realistically, I think I can probably PB by, like, 2 more minutes, before, like, getting another PB starts to feel unreasonable. Did I ever consider speedrunning Splatoon? Probably not. I mean, I didn't find at least, like, Splatoon 1's single-player campaign to be very interesting to begin with, so the only, like, Splatoon related single-player content that I actually found to be, like, interesting was the Splatoon 2 Octo expansion single-player campaign. Hello, Danny Music. We are indeed live. Greetings from California. I've never played the Sly Cooper series, no. I'm very flexible, I can learn. No one said anything about being efficient, just possible. I mean, I think flexibility, learning how to control a precise apparatus with one's feet isn't necessarily a matter of flexibility. I think it's a matter of range of motion and muscle memory. Have I seen the Sparkle Aura? Do you mean the new thing in the Splatoon 3 update? Yeah, I did see the update that they posted about on Twitter when it was released. It's very interesting that they are changing the game mechanics like this. Oh, I see, Programmicus. Usually when people talk about flexibility, I assume they mean physical contortion. At least when they're talking about me being flexible specifically. Ah, that was your trap, I see. You got me with the assumed definitions there. Oh, nice, Ultimate Gamer. Well, yeah, I mean, there's still quite a lot of people who enjoy Twilight Princess, considering how many people keep on going on Twitter and saying that Nintendo should put Twilight Princess and Wind Waker on the Switch already. Which I would be down for, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. Oh yes, Wind Waker is on Switch 2, GameCube, and SO, that's true. But I think people specifically want, like, Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD to be effectively ported to Switch 2, or Switch. Just like a lot of other Wii U games were. Currently, all of my income is from speedrunning and streaming my speedruns to Twitch and uploading content to YouTube. That's why I do it 5 days a week. And then when I'm not doing it, I'm apparently spending all of my time glitch hunting the past few days, thanks to figuring out how to clip through a lot of walls in Twilight Princess. Oh, Blue Rupee. The keys is like all the way up here. Really? Man. I don't know if getting that Blue Ruby even saved time then, because the monkey is giving us a lot of slow swings over an area that would normally all be fast. Well, this kind of sucks. least those last two swings were fast, but still a slower monkey than normal. So thanks for the good luck, Mary Sayan's aunt. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I don't know what the heck my muscle memory was trying to do there. How do you go about glitch hunting? Do you just ram into random walls until it works? I mean, that is one approach, and sometimes just randomly ramming into walls can produce results. Not usually, but... a lot of the time, at least for me, it's either like I have an idea that I want to try for some interaction that I don't know what the outcome would be, or like something weird happens while I'm playing that I want to, like, investigate more. So, like, in the recent case of the new clipping on GameCube and Wii, I, like, noticed at one point while I was trying to figure out, like, or while I was investigating a different interaction that happens around the Arbiter's Grounds Poe Gate, I noticed that, for some reason, while this weird interaction was happening, there was a brief single frame where Wolf Link was almost getting completely clipped through a wall. And I was like, huh, that's weird. And I noticed that if you called Midna when Wolf Link almost completely clipped through the wall, Wolf Link stayed there. Like, even after you canceled Midna. Also, what am I doing? I'm like... I don't know why I'm, like, distracted. I'm not normally this forgetful about what I'm supposed to do on the route. But after investigating that weird thing of, like, Link clipping through the wall, I realized that if you just set Link's position to, like, where he's almost completely through the wall manually, he also just, like, stays there, even though he's not actually through the wall, right? Any movement of Link will then cause him to get pushed back in bounds correctly. And then from there I was like, okay, well if I can just manually set my position to this very specific range next to a wall to almost clip through it, can I displace Link using actual in-game movement and not just position hacking to also get this far into a wall? Because I knew that, like, if we got that far into a wall, we could rupee slide for, like, 2 seconds and then just clip through the wall, because we were already so close to clipping through the wall anyway. So I just tested with dropping a pot behind Link once, and at the correct position, he did just almost clip entirely through the wall. And I was like, alright, well, this is gonna be useful. But thanks for the good luck, Rhapsody. How does it feel to be the rupee slide killer? I mean, I've never done low percent or low transform, so I don't feel anything about having killed the rupee slide. At least in Arbiter's Grounds specifically. If the clipping method worked in HD, it's unclear if we would be able to do early Master Sword, because we haven't been able to clip anywhere in the first room of Sacred Grove with it on GameCube or Wii. Yep, this game is almost 10 years old. It'll be 10 years old in about 1 month. So thanks for the good luck ace. No, the tech is GameCube and Wii only. God, ook. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice, I missed. Missed again. I don't know if we continue this. I mean, HD already has, like, City Gate Skip. It does a third-person clawshot clip from the lower one. But, I mean, it doesn't work in HD because I think it's the same exploit that still allows, like, Orden Gate Clip with the Rock and Door of Time Skip to work in the first place. Setting this. It's just that we realized the general case for the exploit. And can now apply it, like, most places that we want. And the exploit specifically, or I guess not the exploit, but, like, the... we think that the reason it works, or at least I think the reason it works on GameCube and Wii but not HD is because on the original game, there's like a performance, there's a way that collision detection is handled that, like, clamps certain float values to be within like a grid of 5,000ths of a unit for a lot of things. I don't know if it's everything, but basically there's like an implementation in the collision detection that's made for performance reasons on GameCube and Wii, and it's likely that they just removed that that performance change on HD because HD didn't need it. Which would be evidenced by the fact that, like, in HD, if you, like, put Link up against the Poe Gate, his position is slightly different compared to GameCube and Wii. Likely because his position isn't, getting, like, rounded the way that it does on GameCube and Wii. So... at least that's the theory at the moment. And it would make sense to me. So thanks for the good luck, Idrisil. I think the Fairy of Winds ever escapes the Gale Boomerang. I don't think so. I feel like if the Fairy of Winds escaped the Gale Boomerang, it wouldn't be the Gale Boomerang anymore. Nice. Well, so it's the rounding error that allows there to be, like, that small region that's, like, literally right up against the polygon, the collision polygon, where... so, essentially, there's, like, two different sort of checks, you could say, that the game runs to see if Link is colliding with something, right? One is a line check, which just checks if Link's raw position crosses any collision polygon, and then, like, applies corrections to make sure he doesn't go through it if he shouldn't go through it, right? And so, if you're... so, like, that doesn't trigger unless, like, Link's raw position actually goes through the polygon, right? Which in the case of the range that we're going in, because we're not going through the polygon at all, right, we're just right up against it, that check isn't meant to trigger. But there's also another check called wall correction, which is what usually triggers when, like, Link bumps up against a wall, right? Because like that's the one that keeps his collision radius away from the wall at all times, or at least tries to, right? But because of the rounding, that one also fails when you are, like, within the range that we can get really close to the wall. So there's just essentially a very small region where both the wall correction and the line check both return as, like, not being true. And that's the range that you can stand right next to the wall. Because for some reason the wall correction seems to be applying, like, the 5,000ths of a unit like, estimation, whereas the line check does not. Or something like that. Yeah, so essentially there's a very tiny region where both of those things return false, whereas, like, in that region, like, if there was no rounding error, the wall correction should return true, right? Because Link is very clearly touching the wall, but is not getting corrected by it. This is not very good. Also, thanks for the raid, Orcrist. Hope that the stream was good. I am struggling to get a run past Forest Temple. But maybe one of these times. Also, thanks for the good luck, Cubics. Yeah, of course. Always down to find nifty new tricks in Twilight Princess. Also, Crystal, it didn't happen at 3 a.m. It actually happened at 11 a.m., I'll have you know. Nice. I mean, I would love to roll stab through the door of time in HD, but the technique doesn't work in HD. You learned City Gate, Clip, Toad Gate, Skip, and Dot Skip in 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, the tricks aren't that difficult. I guess the most difficult one would be City Gate Skip, or City Gate Clip, because you have to do the jump slash within a 3-frame window afterwards. But even that's, like, not terrible. Also, thanks for the raid, AMD. Thank you for the good luck as well. Certainly gonna need it. Today's runs are very questionable. Have I seen the new gate skip for City in the Sky? Yes. I believe I was the first person to do it with a roll stab, so... I was the first person to see it. Oh, come on. Oh. Oh, come on. No, darn it. I just want to get a run going. But I keep on making minor mistakes on Bokos and being frustrated by it. Oh, come on. One more. There you go. The implications of the new technique that was discovered are at least, like, a couple minutes of time saved for most categories on GameCube and presumably Wii. But it's probably not going to, like, change the route, at least for any GameCube categories. I guess GameCube doesn't have to make an extra save in Grove now. Goats, why do you do this to me? My predictions for your SSR seed. Skyview, Earth Temple, Sandship, Fire Sanctuary. Did the decompilation project play a part in finding these new glitches? No. Does help with understanding them, though, at least to a certain degree, as much as one can understand the collision code that doesn't have any named variables. Also, thanks for the good luck, Palantris. Oh, come on, really? It's too fast. I have not tried the mini blend settings now. I don't think I've ever done a Wind Waker randomizer mini blend seed. Do I want to race one later? Probably not. Because later I'll probably be testing more stuff in Twilight Princess. But hello, OK 1.2. Welcome to the stream. I'm having a lot of trouble trying to get a run going. Oh, come on. Come on. I mean, generally, like, all of the Zelda games have good randomizers. I guess I can't speak for the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom ones because I've never played them, but all of the ones, like, Skyward Sword and earlier definitely have good randomizers. Okay, it's a good start to goats. Guess this guy had to be special, though. Really?
Bro. Actually, I'm gonna take a break before we start again.
Also, thanks for the good luck in mints. And thanks for the good luck as well, Kiyosoma.
Hello, Vishira. It's going alright, but I have just kind of been sitting here for 3 hours, not getting runs anywhere.
I'm currently just taking a small break before I start the next one. Alright, let's try again. Yeah, so the gamepad's good for equipping items without pausing, and also gyro aiming. That you can aim without having to move sticks at all. And there's a button on the gamepad that, if you tap it, transforms you between Wolf Link and Human Link without having to call Midna, which is very nice. Well, yeah, the preview of the game that GameCube and Wii play are, I'm pretty sure those are just pre-recorded video files, and, they would have had to re-record them in HD, essentially, to be able to show them. I imagine they just maybe didn't want to do that. I'll probably speedrun Skyward Sword HD again on Switch 2 at some point. Nice. I don't know when exactly that would be, though. Really? That was a frame late? Dang. So, hello, Sneaky? No, the new clipping technique does not work in HD. Because really, it's the same technique that allows, like, Door of Time skip and Orden gate clip with the rock to work in, regular Twilight Princess. It's just the more general case of those clips that we just figured out like 2 days ago. Yeah, the Wolf-Link amiibo does lock out the Cave of Shadows in this game, which is like the Cave of Ordeals, but it's different in that you have to do it all as Wolf-Link. So it's essentially a separate Cave of Shadows that's Wolf-Link only. Seriously? Huh? What's this guy doing? Well, so I could see the, what we think is the reason it works on GameCube and Wii, but not HD, just being something that was, like, not done as, like, an accident, but just intentionally done, but not known that it was an exploit kind of thing. Because essentially, there's some like wall detection code on GameCube and Wii that like, approximates where some things are to, like, small floating point values as a way of, like, speeding up the performance of collision detection. Because, like, Twilight Princess on the GameCube is already pushing the GameCube to its limits, right? And we think that they probably removed, like, that performance, related code on HD because, like, HD probably didn't need it. Because, like, Twilight Princess HD is not pushing the Wii U to its limits at all. But, like, early Master Sword was very intentionally patched in this game, for instance. I don't know if storage... I mean, I don't know if storage in Wind Waker HD was intentionally patched or not. Like, the event system in Wind Waker is already janky to begin with. Nice. So it's possible that, like, they just fixed up some general flaws with the event system, and that resulted in storage getting patched. There are parts in HD that run worse than GameCube. The only part of HD that I can think of that runs worse than GameCube is inside Giovanni's house when you collect the first Poe. For some reason, when you collect that first Poe, the game lags, which doesn't happen on GameCube. I think it might have something to do with, like, the fact that the camera's so close to the surface of the water in that room. Because there are also a few other times where, like, the game gets, like, a very brief slowdown whenever the camera is really close to a surface of water. Specifically while Link is Wolf Link. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but... I don't know why I hesitated there. That was perfectly fine. Anyone else feel like the Twitch recaps are creepy in an attempt to foster an unhealthy parasocial relationship between viewer and streamer? Maybe? I don't remember too much about the Twitch recaps, because I don't think about them except on the day that everyone posts them. True. It is nice that Wind Waker HD has, like, a completely different but also completely broken glitch. That make speedruns between GameCube and HD, like, wildly different. Ow, I don't think this is gonna work. Actually, it might still work. You're good. A little bit of awkward spacing from opponent. I think the HD version of this game has done well in terms of quality differences. I mean, generally, yeah. It does have some weird quirks, but on the whole, I do think that, like, the quality of life stuff is good improvements. I wouldn't say that it's, like, absolutely necessary to, like, casually play this version over, like, the GameCube or Wii versions. Like, any version casually is perfectly fine to play. Yes, Epona controls... or Epona is much harder to control in HD. Rolling and dashing specifically also, for some reason, are on a delay. Like, every single other action in the game is not on a delay, but for some reason, rolling as Human Link and dashing as Wolf Link take 3 extra frames to input for some reason. I'd say for Wind Waker, HD is definitely, like, at least a little more worth it to play. Because there's more substantial gameplay changes in Wind Waker HD. Compared to, like, Twilight Princess HD versus its original counterparts. You're back. How was the run? We've never really... like, no run today has gotten past Forest Temple, which kind of sucks.
Today has not been a great day for attempts.
Probably partially due to a lack of sleep, and partially because there are other things in GameCube Twilight Princess I want to test. Granted, one of the attempts I was just kind of robbed of doing Ookless, so that wasn't really my fault. I don't know. I don't usually stream, like, glitch hunting or testing things. Oh, okay, he actually went in. I thought that goat was gonna be too close. So thanks for the good luck, Cody. My last PB, I think, was at, like, the end of November. Or no, it was in December. Yeah, not November. It was December. Ugh. I wouldn't say it's hard to practice TPHD. Like, most of the things we do in the run aren't actually very difficult. There's, like, a few specific difficult things, but, like, on the whole, HD is easier than GameCube. And also, like, we can just load up save files to practice relevant things. Also, thanks for the good luck, Seclundo. It would be nice if I could get more sleep tonight. I would enjoy that. Huh? Excuse me? That makes sense, Dolus. I think a lot of people, or like most people who watch the stream, just put it on in the background. And I think that's what most people do for most streams, but especially for my stream. So thanks for the good luck, Matt the FSX guy. Thanks for the good luck as well, Tinist. Howard. Yeah, I have not seen the show The X-Files. Streams on the background on your personal PC
While you work on your work PC.
I mean, that makes sense. I've seen the new crazy clips for SD coming out the past 2 days. Yes. Because
I found the technique that makes them work.
so I have seen them. Oh, nice Canuck. The YouTube stream can help make work more enjoyable. Yeah, I imagine most of the people who fall asleep to the stream are in Europe, since that's just where it's sleepy time hours right now. There are tasks of HD 100% in development. I don't think so, no. I don't think there are any HD tasks in development. Alright, well, not the greatest start, but... hopefully, have a good fare in Twilight. Can I explain a task? So you can essentially think of a task as like what a speedrun would look like if we had computer level precision and accuracy in giving inputs to the game. So, like, you know, we can essentially every frame of gameplay perfectly input whatever we want without mistakes. And we achieve that by using an emulator that allows us to use tools like frame advance and task input and save states to figure out what we think the optimal sequence of inputs to complete the entire game is. Right? So you can essentially go through the game frame by frame, deciding what the inputs on every single frame should be, and then the emulator will perfectly play back those inputs for you. And that's essentially what the tool-assisted speedrun is what that sequence of inputs is. How long does it take to make a task considering it's frame by frame? I mean, it really depends on the complexity of the game, and also just the complexity of options that are available. Like, if you're watching a cutscene or going through text, it doesn't take very long to make a task, because there's nothing to do during a cutscene or text except just mash text. So it's pretty easy to task mashing through text, but like, you know, generally, like any part of a Twilight Princess task that's not, like, where you actually have control of Link is generally going to be somewhat complicated. Just because you have a lot of different options for movement, especially if the ground isn't flat. If the ground is flat, you kind of just roll where you want to go, more or less. But with brake sliding involved, movement can become pretty weird. Thanks for the good luck, Fubuki-ni. I mean, yeah, there can be some situations where, like, an input macro can help for a task, but it's really... It's probably not for as many things as you might think. Because, like, usually the movement has to be different enough everywhere that, like, aside from, you know, something like auto roll, or, like, auto rolling in a straight line, or, like, dashing as Wolfling in a straight line, usually macros aren't gonna really help all that much. Well, so as far as RNG goes, usually RNG in video games is deterministic. So, like, essentially, if you boot up the game and then give the game the exact same series of inputs each time, then, like, you'll always get the exact same RNG outcomes for everything for that specific series of inputs. As far as, like, trying to do RNG manipulation while tassing to, like, figure out, or to try and get, like, you know, the best RNG for something, usually you kind of just, like, trial and error doing things slightly differently until you get the RNG that you want. So, like, in Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, for example, a way that you can do that is by just, like, turning the camera, because turning the camera will usually then somehow change RNG values, since a lot of the time turning the camera will potentially cull or uncall certain actors that will call RNG functions, and then the number of RNG calls becomes different by the time whatever RNG you're trying to manipulate happens, since the RNG function gets called by quite a lot of things. For some reason, my mind wants to do the muscle memory for, like, getting here at the start of the game.
Where we immediately go to Trill's shop, but that's not what we want to do here. We have to kill the Boko first.
Also, thanks for the good luck, Brandino. I mean, yeah, I only see one good luck message. Ow. Spider, why do you do this? As far as I'm aware, there's no form of RNG manipulation that we use in RTA runs for Twilight Princess, no.
Point B.
I swear every time you watch a speedrunner, you feel like you bring bad juju.
Yeah, it's definitely you.
I mean, statistically, right, like, 99% of speedrun attempts end up, you know, like, more than 99% of speedrun attempts end up not, going anywhere. Well, maybe not 99%, but, like, most speedrun attempts generally will not be good. Goodbye, spider. Oh, well, thanks, Helmage Gaming. Glad you enjoy the content in the GDQ runs. Having been by your side made the journey less scary compared to N64. Ah, that's interesting. I feel like at least when I played casually, the companion choice didn't make the game any, like, more or less scary for me. How does GDQ game selection work? So basically, GDQ opens up submission period, like, a couple months before an event happens, and anyone can submit speedruns for consideration at the next event. And then GDQ goes through and selects, like, 150, usually, roughly, of the submissions to show off during the event week. And usually they get, like, something between, like, 1,500 and 2,000 submissions, so it's like less than 10% of submissions end up getting chosen, typically. But there's usually always a couple Zelda games, there's usually always a couple Mario games. There's usually always a bunch of Pokemon games. Usually always at least a Mega Man game or something. So, hello, hide the sausage. Welcome to a day where I am struggling to get runs going. Nice. That's just bad RNG. Also, thanks for the good luck, Golden. Yeah, unfortunately, we're still kind of behind here. Did I let Link stretch before runs today? I don't think I let Link stretch, no. Yeah, I mean, GDQ, like, is a charity event, and so, like, there's always going to be at least some submissions that are chosen because, like, they are popular to watch, right? Because, like, if GDQ didn't take any popular games, their events would not make as much money. Oh, darn it. Oh, good roll to the BK chest, at least. GDQ used to be in a basement. I mean, that is true, but only the first GDQ event was in a basement, I'm pretty sure. I think, right. All other GDQ events since, the basement one have either been in hotel space or convention space. And yeah, like, personally, I typically only will, like, pay super close attention to which Zelda games get accepted to GDQ. Since those are the games that I'm interested in speedrunning, right? So thanks for the good luck, Orion and Cat Cantaloupe. Yeah, I know that the first GDQ was supposed to be held at some, like, proper space for doing it, but then had to go into Mike Uyama's mother's basement instead because of technical issues. Wow, it only took us 3 hours and 40 minutes to get a run past Forest Temple. This isn't even that great of a start either, unfortunately. The past few Skyward Sword showings at GDQ I've run, yeah. Howard. Ow. Man. How did I... I mean, I know what happened. I jump slash too early, but... Well, I feel like my execution is not particularly on point today, so... Maybe that's just a sign that we call it here. The mailman has delivered a letter telling us that today is not it.
Unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully runs will go better next time.
Well, I guess next time, on Saturday, we're gonna do a Skyward Sword randomizer race, against my last opponent for the group stage, 64-bit Link. So, that'll be happening on Saturday. Sunday, I have other plans that were made, so I will not be streaming on Sunday. So the next time we actually do TPHD attempts will be on Monday. So yeah, that's the plan for the next few days. So, yeah, unfortunately this was like my worst day for runs in a while. So hopefully we do much better next time, but sometimes we just have days like this, and that's okay. But yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys on Saturday, so yeah. Goodbye. And enjoy Hyrule Field drums as I fade away.